Hello, and welcome to episode 9 of my Outward tutorial Let's Play series. This episode will be on making a scaled satchel and then making some money on toxic charges. Excuse me, but first, two things I want to mention. The first is to correct myself. In the last episode I kept calling the shrimps on the beach pistol shrimps, and they're clearly and obviously mantis shrimps, so I apologise for that. And secondly, I wanted to mention that if you are following my way of playing Outward, and that is sleeping for 3 days and equipping yourself by going to the merchants and making money and whatnot, one of the things that you really ought to do, well, it's very important to do, is buy yourself the fur helm, the fur armour and the fur boots, because winter, sleeping 3 nights at a time, winter's going to eventually creep up on you. Winter is coming, and so it's best to be prepared. These 3 will give you a cold resistance of 40, which is enough to combat the cold, so you won't have any problems doing stuff during the winter. Right, okay, so on to what this actual episode is about, which is first of all making a scaled satchel. To make a scaled satchel, and you'll see the benefits of it, although I can tell you it allows you to fight without taking this satchel off, because it doesn't affect your dodge, plus it gives a 4% decrease to food rot, so it's well worth making. Okay, so you're going to need the primitive satchel that you get at the very beginning of the game. So when you upgrade that satchel to the Nomad backpack, just drop it on the ground somewhere near here, because you'll be needing it. Okay, now I just want to show then how you go about getting it into your pocket like this, because it is a little finicky. So first thing I'm going to do is drop my Nomad backpack. And then what I'm going to do is equip this primitive satchel. The first thing to remember when you have your primitive satchel, it has to be empty, no items in it, and then you can simply left click on it and it puts it back in your pocket. Then you're good to go. So let's now go to the crafting menu. You'll see the primitive satchel. To make it, if you don't have it, if you did get rid of it somewhere and you can't remember where it is, it's just 2 hides and linen cloth. You can buy these hides from Soberine, who's by the caravan near the gate. He sells these randomly, the hides. But what we want to make, of course, is the scaled satchel. So, manual recipe. The first thing we're going to put in is the primitive. Then we're going to put 3 scaled leather, and then craft. That's now given us the recipe for the scaled satchel. So if we take a look, there it is. Craftable bag with improved carrying capacity, a lantern slot, and which does not restrict your dodge. It's funny it doesn't mention about the 4% food rot. Maybe they removed that from the scaled satchel, but on the Wikipedia it does mention that. So let's equip it, and you can see it's giving us 60 slots. So we'll go back to this one, my Nomad, open that up, take all. So I think the Nomad had 50, so you're going to get 10 extra slots. But more importantly, you haven't got to keep taking it off every time you're going to fight. So there we go, it's cool for that. Although, if you get hit, the wiki mentions that items will take damage in your pocket, so just be aware of that. Although I'm going to test it as we go along and see how it affects if anything does get really badly damaged. Right, okay, next then, so that's scaled satchel, it's all good, we got that. Now we're going to make some money with toxic charges. Now you may have remembered previously I was going around the bushes, and one bush that I was collecting was this one, which is the crab eye seeds. So let's grab them. You need them in order to make the toxic charges, but before you can make the toxic charges you need to grill these crab eye seeds. So if we come over here to the campfire and use the cooking pot, it's a nuisance, it doesn't mention it in the recipes. So what you do basically is put in your crab eye seed and then click on craft. Okay, so as you can imagine, this is going to take, well, let's see, do a few. Right, I'm going to pause it because I've got 100 and something of these, 170. It's going to take a while, so I'm just going to quickly grill them all up and pause it while I do it. Back in a sec. Okay, right, so that's all of the seeds grilled. First bit done. So we've got 178. Right, so next what do we do to make these toxic charges? Well, we get salt. And remember, you can get as much salt as you want just by filling up your bags, your water skins here with salt water, and then boiling. Well, let's just do quickly one. Come to the camp cooking pot. And there you go. So you got unlimited salt. Then we come to the alchemy kit, and we do 2 crab eye seeds, and then we do 1 salt. Craft that, and there we go. We got toxic charges. We got the recipe then. Okay, so let's make some of these. Overweight, so I've got to be careful. Let's have a look what we've done. So I've made 51 of them. Vials that, when placed in a pressure plate, inflict lingering decay damage to enemies that step on it. So there's a good one for traps, but our needs are for money at the moment. So what we'll simply do...
Is there something you need?
Yes, I need money. Yeah, I mean, you know, I've just, each time I've slept for 3 nights, I've picked 2 of the bushes. The third one behind this shop over here, I always forget to do that one. So I've just been picking them as I've been sleeping and doing the warm potions and the mana potions, and it just builds up. So there we go. Let's go back. Let's see how much money we can get out of this. That was 153, I think, this paid us. Overweight again.
Is there something you need?
Look at that. Big chunk of money. And I've still got some more to make, so let's go and make them. This really is the easiest, simplest thing to get and make. There we go. Let's go sell the rest.
Is there something you need?
So there's another 1,000. So now I've got 2,800. Cool. I think so. Right, what I will have to do though is start investing in these gold ingots, because look at the weight, 0.1, so it'll get my weight down. Oh, I'm thirsty. Let's have a drink. It's all standing by that fire, you see.
Hey there!
Right, so yeah, well, the reason I come here is she normally has quite a few gold ingots, so let's just buy them all. There we go. Oh, I can live with 356. So you see, I've just made 1,000 on just the toxic charges. And sure, if you want, you can hoard them up and use them with pressure plate traps. But I prefer just to get some money now. Right, okay, so that's all this episode was about. Doing this nice backpack that you can see and making 1,000, or making just a bit of extra money. In the next episode, we'll continue unlocking some food recipes, because I'm sure that'll be interesting. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.